It's a very special day. It is my 19-year anniversary with my wife. So I'm going to tell you a story about how the company was actually inspired by my wife, who didn't like my old cars. In fact, she disliked them so much, it drove me to start vintage. So happy anniversary, and be careful what you wish for, because here we are. So I'm going to show you this right here. We are in Atlanta. This is our factory at Vintage in Atlanta, Georgia, where we're building the world's finest fully modernized classic. This is our team going through final detail before our final inspection. And I'm going to show you what's on the line here, and the significance of my wife and her disapproving concerns over my old cars, the reliability, the lack of safety, and the way it smelled, the way it rode. It led me and drove me to do what it is we do today. And so shout out to my wife, Melissa, who has put up with quite a lot for us to make this happen. This right here is Nick's build. Nick lives up north. He is extremely overweight and has gray hair. You're probably thinking, oh shoot, who? Oh, that's Santa Claus. This is old St. Nick's build. We are building this for Santa Claus in a custom metallic North Pole red. Check out the vintage stripes. This is Santa Claus with a bad attitude. Check out the raven black grille. Really, really cool. And the interior of this is going to blow your mind. It is a black woven leather with matching red stitching, and you will see this build go through some mischief here over the next few weeks as we approach Christmas. I think we're 38 days away. So if you're looking for a Christmas present for your family and you want something unique and different that you guys can all share and participate in, here's my recommendation. Give them something nobody else has. And what you do is you text or call our team, put a deposit down for a custom build, which is going to sell out completely for all of our production build slots in 2026. And then you can unveil it on Christmas morning with your family, and they, together with you, can pick all the colors, all the options, all the interior, exterior, all the details. And when that car is delivered, which will be guaranteed by summertime so you can enjoy it, you will have something that you guys picked out together, your family's invested in, you'll get to watch it being built, and you'll have something that nobody else has. Pretty cool. So reach out to our team. All right, we'll show you the interior of this one tomorrow once it goes through inspection. All right, so on the line right here is our midnight blue. This is worn glove with the teak wood in the back. Let me pull up my notes here. And this one here is Patrick's build. Oh, Patrick, if you're watching. So Patrick and I, we go way back. Patrick, if I recall, this is all from memory, Patrick. Patrick's son plays football at University of Michigan. So he's a Wolverine. So check out this Wolverine blue, black trim or black grill. And check out this Michigan yellow custom stripe. And I remember talking to Patrick. This is like over a year ago. And it was, I'm a huge Oregon Ducks fan. I went to Oregon, and I remember talking to Patrick on the phone, and I think Oregon had just beaten Michigan. Sorry, Patrick. And then I want to say about maybe 6 months later, Patrick came back, put his deposit down. Maybe it was about a year later. And here she is getting assembled. Midnight blue, worn glove for the leather. Went with the upgraded teak wood. Excellent choice on the upgraded sound system. You'll really love that. I really love the yellow stripe, which is really cool. No one's ever done that before. And the black, raven black grill against midnight blue. Excellent touch. Well done, Patrick. And super excited for you. It's been a long time coming, and cannot wait to watch this beauty progress and get it into your hands, which shouldn't be too long. So after the station, quality checks happen. 100%, then it moves forward. And here, if you've been watching, this is Jim's build. And Jim is the one who had another build with another builder, had a bad experience. It was late, it had a lot of issues. We know it very, very well. And I personally know it very well because I've been through that before myself, and there's nothing more common in building things, but especially in building automotive, where you've got a gap between expectations and reality. Almost anyone can do this, but very, very few can do it well. And I think the great builders are few and far between. It's all about process. So this right here is Jim's Brittany blue truck. He went with snow white on the leather interior. He's got the woven tuxedo. This is actually basket weave, black and white leather on the snow white with a tan top. And this one here is getting ready for test miles, which means we get all of the electrical, all the fluids, everything fired up, tune is installed, and then we put it on our alignment rack. And then from there, it goes into test miles, in which case we will go through a rigorous test process, all data driven, all documented, listening for squeaks, leaks, rattles, and we go through the entire vehicle inside and out. And then after test miles, it will go into our inspection tunnel. So Jim, I know you are very excited, and we are very sensitive to your past experience. We know exactly what that's like. We hear about it all the time, and we're going to restore your faith and confidence in custom car building and give you more than you expected. So excellent spec, Wimbledon white grille, Wimbledon white trim, and can't wait to see this one on the road. You'll see it out on the road, and it'll end up here in the inspection station. So let's keep moving here. This is Scott and Cindy's Brittany blue with ball glove. You saw it in the test mile phase on Friday. Take a look at that beautiful interior. They went with the Wimbledon white trim, vintage stripes. I love the color combination. Wimbledon white grille. Very, very classic looking and like nothing else on the road. And so Scott and Cindy, you're gonna watch this beauty make it down the line. It's gone through inspection after all the test miles. And I'll give you a little peek back here. You're gonna really enjoy this right here. Look at how amazing that is. I was in Athens, Georgia for the Georgia-Texas Longhorns game this weekend. Imagine tailgating, whether you're a football fan or not, and you have this amazing setup here where you've got your premium stereo, your 10-inch JL subwoofer, your teak wood, hidden cooler, throw some ice in there, and this is rated for 500 pounds. So we engineered this and weight tested it to hold up to 500 pounds. I remember the day we did that, we got our biggest people on there, and it'll hold all that weight. That's what it's for. Or alternatively, instead of a busy tailgate, you can go to the beach, pull up in the sand. You got 4-wheel drive, no problem. Shift on the fly, by the way, no locking hubs, no manual locking hubs. Throw your feet in the sand, got your music going on the beach. And if you want that for your beach house, lake house for the summertime, the Hamptons, this is the time to order. We're going to sell out every single build slot, and it is getting busier by the day. So reach out to us by text or by call, and our team is standing by. All right, let's keep going here. Scott and Cindy, stay tuned. This right here is Holly's. Holly's Love Shack Pink. One of one, custom two-tone interior. Take a peek at that. Little pink accents. You have matching pink thread. Look at the console there. A little stripe on the back seat. Even the cup holders are accented. Really love the thought and detail that went in this. And you can see right there, snow white leather. You got the really nice matching thread. And Holly, she's come together real nice. This right here just went through inspection in this station and now getting perfected, and will move into final detail tomorrow and then final inspection as well. So you're getting real close, Holly. I hope you're excited. This is absolutely gorgeous. Take a look at that. And Holly went with the upgraded Roush performance package, giving you intake, exhaust, and tune. And take a look at that. I think it says Shagadelic Edition. Wow, okay, well, that's the first right there. All right, so super custom for Holly. Cannot wait to see this one in final detail. And I don't know where this is going, but I can tell you wherever it goes, it will stop traffic everywhere you go. So Holly, she's getting real close. Really excited for you. Okay, down in final detail. Check out our team here. going through final inspection. And this is Dean's Brittany Blue ball glove leather. And let's take a look at the interior here. Dean went with the woven tuxedo. And with the woven tuxedo, that is actual leather, woven in a basket weave style. And you can choose black and white for the insert, or you can go with matching woven leather. And I'll show you what that looks like on the Santa Claus build. So this right here is in final inspection. You got the polished wheels. You're good. Wimbledon white for the trim, which is becoming very popular. You want something really classic looking, this is the way to go. The trim, all Wimbledon white emblems. You have Wimbledon white for the roll bar. I love that they went polished on the wheels. And then take a look at the inside of that. All Alcantara on your roll bar.
Ryan, do you have a check to clean off the...
Just beautiful. And you can see that 12-inch touch screen infotainment system has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Really, really nice. So this is going through final inspection. Down here we have our backup camera and rear parking sensors down here. It pretty much blends in. You really can't even see it, right? Because you've got this Wimbledon white bumper, and then you've got the backup camera, and these are your parking sensors back here. Things that you want, but you don't really want to see them, right? You want to have that classic look. You don't want all that technology shown, and that really is the game. How you keep it looking classic, but you give your clients everything they have in their normal G-Wagon, Range Rover that they're used to without any compromises. So, and while we're here on Holly's Love Shack, pink, you've got this very classic looking grille, but behind it are sensors. You have pre-collision assist with the emergency braking. All things, by the way, that all of your modern cars have that you don't want to have to give up when you get an old car. It's the number one reason why people don't get an old car are the problems. They're worried about having to go backwards into time and deal with all the issues, things that you don't want to do, especially at this price point. Hey, Tyler, how you doing?
Good.
Right behind you, man. All right. Let's see here. All right, so here's the front of Dean's Brittany Blue. Just a beautiful color combination. And the lighting, all LED, even though it looks classic. And these guys, they do a phenomenal job. Every day we go through final inspection, we take our scores, we feed it back to people, process, and parts, and we immediately take action on anything that's not 100%. We don't wait on it. All right, so there is your assembly line, and tomorrow you'll see Santa Claus go down the line. And let me just take a peek real quick. I just want to see, if the interior of this one here, if I can show you what it's going to look like, because it is going to be really, really nice. Okay, well, you'll have to stay tuned tomorrow and we'll show it to you, but it's going to be something we've never done before. Santa had very specific requests. He wanted it to be kind of a holiday, but with a bad attitude, hence all your black trim and all your black grille, black wheels, and black interior with red stitching. Stay tuned. All right, so let's take a look over here where the root beer one finished up. We did photo shoot and video late night with Juan on Friday and over the weekend. And this one's shipping to Houston. So if you want something now, you don't want to wait, you love root beer and you want to drive, you love it so much you just want to drive it. This right here is the macadamia metallic, aka root beer float. You got a white, snow white leather interior. It's for sale, in stock, ready for immediate delivery. This is going to Houston, Texas, where our partner, Post Oak Motor Cars, they are a Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Bugatti, Lotus dealer, super high-end franchise dealer, and they'll have this macadamia metallic truck ready to go. So if you want it now, you don't want to wait, amazing opportunity to hop on something that's in inventory, ready for immediate delivery. They also have a blush pink that is up for grabs as well. So if you're interested, you can go to Post Oak Motor Cars, or you can reach out to our team and we'll give you all the information. This right here also would make a great Christmas gift. Wimbledon white with black trim, black grille, has every upgrade including your Fox coilover suspension, has the power steps, every upgrade including this black soft top and the teak wood right here, premium car cover which matches your exact spec, premium audio which is faux cal audio with a 10-inch JL sub, and every single option you could want and ready to go. So text or call us. And if you want to do a custom build, check out our website, vintagemodern.co. You can go on our website and view inventory, or go to the configurator, which will allow you to choose from all the 30 paint colors, all of the different trim options, interior, top, wheels. There's many permutations, like 33 million is a lot. So you can knock yourself out there. And as I mentioned on Friday, if you want to do something special for your family, with your family, unlike the normal cars you buy, which you probably buy a lot of cars, this one you can include your family and make it an event and turn it into an experience where they can actually pick the different colors, options, and you can surprise them for Christmas, put a deposit down, grab one of the build slots before they all sell out for summer delivery, and then you guys can build it together, pick out all of the details, and then have something for your family to look forward to and watch it being built, and then being able to drive it every day when you take the kids to school, carpool, go to the lake, summertime, and enjoy that together. You're gonna really love it. So much fun. So reach out to us. And this right here is our Pebble Beach truck that we had in Miami. Just took it for a couple of photo shoots, and we haven't officially listed it for sale, but if you want something special, one of one edition, never been made, will never be made again, you want the only one in the world, here she is for sale. And you can reach out to us and then take a look at the paint on this here. Hard to do it justice, but you can just see how beautiful that is. And none of these are restorations. They're not even resto mods. These are 2025 modern luxury vehicles built on a 2025 chassis. It's going to give you all of the normal driving characteristics, all the normal modern car reliability. And the most important thing, other than your luxury and technology, which you have to have and you're used to, is going to be your safety features. And knowing that over half of our customers are women with kids, families, grandkids, people that actually want to drive the car, you're going to want modern safety features. And so by giving you the classic inspired look, it's wider, longer, and built on a 2025 chassis, you can actually get the best of both worlds. And going back to my wife, who has put up with my car habit for many years, she was the inspiration behind this, because when I bought my first old Ford Bronco, she did not like that car. And the reason why she didn't like it was because every problem that you can think of in a car, it had. Steering was loose, brakes barely worked, it didn't always start, so being on time was not a thing. The leaks, the squeaks, the rattles, all of those are taxing, especially when you're used to really nice cars. Range Rover, G-Wagon, all the cars that you'd expect at that price point. And the biggest problem for her was safety features. So as a mom with kids who at the time were 8 and 10 years old, she was not wild about me taking our kids in an old car, even though it looked cool, and never mind the way it drove, and never mind the reliability issues. Let's say it actually drove well and it didn't break down all the time and have all these problems. The real issue for her was about safety features. And when you're a mom, moms, you're listening, you can identify with this, and husbands, you have a wife, you know what I'm talking about. Rightfully so. Their job's to worry about the kids. And so not having those safety features was really kind of a deal breaker. And I've had not just old Ford Broncos, I've had old Land Rover Defenders, old Toyota FJ40 Land Cruisers, I've had old G-Wagons, H1 Hummer, And these were all kind of similar in that they look cool, but they had a lot of problems, and they drove bad, and they broke down. And the biggest issue and the biggest deal breaker for her was no safety features. So where we could drive was limited. And the straw that broke the camel's back was actually a date night. And I'm taking my wife to the same restaurant tonight for our 19-year anniversary. And I'll never forget, I pulled up on the curb. It was a Grabber Blue 1970 Ford Bronco that I bought restored from a place in California that charged me a lot of money. When I got that thing, it just was problem after problem. But the real issue was on date night, we get to the restaurant, nice place, and I'm all excited, like, cool, right? And she looks at me like kind of mad, and I'm thinking, uh-oh. Well, her hair is blowing everywhere. She's smelling it, and she says, my hair smells like gas, and my clothes smell like gas. And that's right there. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. Because as cool as the car was, what are you gonna do with it? You know, you really can't drive it that far, that fast, reliably. Can you really take it to an important meeting where you gotta be there and God forbid it breaks down? Can you bring your kids with high confidence without safety features? And, you know, it just was work. It was a lot of work. Always at the mechanic shop, always spending money on it. And, you know, when my wife pretty much told me that she wasn't going to get in the car anymore, I was sad because that was my dream car. And I will show you actually right here. This isn't it, but this was very shortly after it. As I bought another one thinking it'd be better. It wasn't better. So, you know, I've shown you this before, but take a look at this. This is a restored vehicle. You can see how everyone's definition of restored is different. And that's rust down there. These lines don't match. The whole thing is just a mess. This is higher than that. And that's just the way it looks. The way it drives, forget about it. You're just not going to be okay with it. And so the whole journey was my old Bronco, fix it up, make it better, bought other Broncos, restored them, then fell into restoration and quickly decided that our customers were a lot like my wife. Looks nice, but not gonna cut it. And therefore, we evolved to modern restoration. And this anniversary is significant because it really marks the period of time where she was like, I'm done with the old cars, all of them, and you gotta do something about it. And I did something about it. And I really went from restoration, built a team, and moved in this building to modern restoration, which is what this cobalt blue one is. And you'll watch Steven, who is the owner of that beautiful cobalt blue, fully modernized classic on a modern 2025 chassis. If you can drive a stick, Steven, you're driving this on Thursday. Get ready. It'll be fun. And he'll tell you the difference. And he's never driven one of these before, as far as I know. And, you know, I'm not going to lead him, and he's going to, you know, give you all of the objective feedback. Beautiful looking truck. It's a manual too, by the way. New drivetrain, you know, modern upgrades, incrementally better than this, but they still drove kind of similar. And so our dilemma was, how do we give our customers what they want? And what they told us what they wanted was that they wanted a classic looking vehicle with zero compromises. And that is how we landed on this. I remember thinking, after every old car I bought, after every time I bought another one, I kept spending more money. Okay, and this is a really important part of the story, because if you have shopped for old cars, I know exactly what you went through. I thought the same thing. And I said to myself, well, I could save money, but my guess is the less money I spend, the worse it's going to be. Correct? However, the thing I got wrong was that the more money I spend, the better it's going to be, incrementally. And the more we got into restoration and Restomod, and our brand became known, the willingness to pay for our brand, because people knew our quality and our brand and we were trustworthy, went up. However, the expectations went up too. And the expectations were, can you just make it like my modern car? Can you make it just like my G-Wagon or Range Rover? And it pained us to tell them, kind of, sort of. It's definitely going to be better than old restoration. But it's still going to have a short wheelbase, it's still going to have a narrow track width, and it's not going to have any safety features. But It's the best you can get until we did this. This right here, it really was me not giving up on making it better. And anytime I would have a new product release, of course, I'd be excited to show my wife and wanted to get her opinion because she's kind of the ultimate litmus test, right? If my wife likes the car, then we've done it. And even though we bridged the gap from restoration to Restomod, it was still very clear that it rode too hard, steering was too loose, you had no traction control, anti-lock brakes, kind of scary for her. And even though you had some modern technology, like we had Bluetooth and we had backup camera and all that, you didn't have traction control, you didn't have roll sensor, you didn't have, you know, your pre-collision assist, you didn't have rear parking sensors, and you certainly didn't have the number one thing that everyone wants in their modern car, which are airbags. And so in our fully modernized Classic today, you have airbags. And the reason why is because instead of trying to force a modern set of features into an old car, we did the opposite. We instead built a vintage inspired vehicle on top of a modern car chassis. That right there, it is the best of both worlds. And the way it drives, the way it steers, the way it brakes, the way it handles, the luxury, the technology, and most importantly, the safety features, it is a over 10 times difference to the nearest comparison, which is a Restomod. And the reason why is because you just can't compare a 2025 vehicle to an aftermarket, modified, modernized Classic. Two different worlds. And I come from technology where improving the product by an order of magnitude is the only way you win, right? If you bring incremental gain, you'll win a little bit of market share, but you're not going to win much. And so restoration got us started. Restomod was an improvement, but the fully modernized Classic, I can tell you guys, it truly is everything you could want in a Classic-inspired vehicle, and you don't have to give up anything either. So let's check out Steven's truck here. He's going to be here on Thursday, and we'll do a live, and he'll walk you through the truck and give you his first impressions, but I'm just going to give you a little sneak peek here. This is cobalt blue, got my matching watch on today, and he went with the Fox coilover suspension, but a 3.5-inch lift, 35-inch tires. And so it's lifted more than usual, which is really cool because it really gives you this very beefy, aggressive off-road feel, but it's not like egregious in terms of the lift being too high. The key in lifts, and you got to be careful, doesn't matter what kind of vehicle it is, you don't want to lift the car too high or your center of gravity gets too high. The higher your center of gravity gets, the harder, the more kind of uneasy the steering is going to be, right? It's just a geometry thing, and the lower it is, the better it is. So how do you get 35s on a truck, not have it rub, still give you this kind of lifted overall look and feel, but keep that center of gravity low? So this was a really good compromise, and we partnered directly with Fox Factory, who tuned this suspension for this exact setup. Because remember, the body panels, they're all brand new, they're all made of steel, it's heavier, and very, very solid, and different than anything that's ever been made because we engineered and tooled our own steel body panels. They're Classic inspired, meaning that you don't want the old geometry, right? So if we just made, the body like they used to, it'll be too skinny, too short, and you're gonna have driving characteristics of a 1960s car. So instead, what we did was we reverse engineered onto a modern car chassis, Classic inspired panels, wider, longer, and then you have perfect lines and gaps, and the paint job on it is every bit of show quality, which is really impressive. I don't know why it's blurry there, sorry guys. All right, so cobalt blue, great choice on the stripe. It's very fitting for this truck, right? You got this kind of big, presence, Wimbledon white on the grille, big, thick Wimbledon white stripe, chrome trim, these little details here, all billet aluminum, very heavy, very expensive. And I'll let Steven walk through the truck and just give his impressions because I don't know that he's touched all this and seen all this. I don't think he has. Went with the ball glove on the interior. Excellent choice. These are all billet aluminum as well. Of course, you got your power windows that look classic, and this right here reminiscent of a very, very nice handbag. And Steven has a couple Airbnbs where if you rent his property for a certain minimum number of days, you get to drive this. How cool is that? Pretty cool perk. So that is in the, I don't know where, Georgia somewhere, so he'll fill us in. Wimbledon white for the roll bars complements the stripe real nicely. He went with the body matching dash. Here you've got your 12-inch touch screen infotainment system with your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, dual zone climate control. I can tell you that factory climate control and AC and heat far superior to aftermarket, right? Aftermarket means that you can go online, go to any retailer, any website, and order an AC kit that they made for the aftermarket, meaning you could install it yourself if you wanted to. And they work, believe me, they're much, much better than no AC. My old first Bronco had no air conditioning and I lived in Georgia. Way too hot. Can't be cool drive around just sweating your ass off right on the seat. That's what happened. And so you install aftermarket AC, it's better, but it's not as good as factory AC. This is factory OEM, dual zone, so you can control the climate on both sides. You have heated seats, heated steering wheel. You got all your technology down here. You got your USB A and C. And this one's automatic, but manual is becoming very popular. And I think I know why. A lot of people would have loved to have had a manual. But if you ever drove a manual transmission on a restoration or Restamon, you're probably going to say, I'm good. And the problem is that, you know, they're fitted either with the old transmission, which you're definitely not going to like, or they're fitted with an aftermarket transmission, and the rows are going to be really long and big and heavy, and the clutch, it's a lot of work. Whereas with this modern 2025 chassis, you can choose a 7-speed modern 2025 transmission, and you could shift that thing. It's a lot of fun. Read the reviews. Go to Google and look up vintage modern reviews, and you'll see the reviews of a couple clients who got manuals, and they're really enjoying the fun of shifting, but you don't have all of the heavy clutch and long, difficult, inaccurate rows for your shifter. So if you want a manual, we do offer manual. Most customers, they want automatic. We can do either one. We love doing both. All right, so here's your teak wood back here. And then, of course, for the lake, if you rent one of Steven's properties, throw some ice in the back. You got your drain plug, got your music on. There's your subwoofer. There's your Focal audio sound system. And you can turn this thing up. It'll get very loud and it's still very, very clear, which is what we love. And then check out the Wimbledon white matching custom speaker grills right there. All right, so today's Monday. We'll be delivering this on Thursday. Cannot wait. And there's the beautiful sound of American-made steel shutting, and check out all those lines and gaps. Just a work of art. All right, let's keep going here. Okay, so let's see here. This one here is about to deliver. You guys know this story. Paint to sample option, which sounds like you guys are watching the lives. What I love is our clients are watching the lives, and they're getting ideas from other customers on colors and combinations. And my recommendation, although we offer a really beautiful palette of 30 paint colors, most of them classic colors, paint to sample, we have made a painless option for you. Paint to sample means that we can do any color you want, any color imaginable. And what I mean by that is it could be the color of a plate you have that your great grandma gave you that's in your kitchen. It could be, you know, a color of just some car you saw on the internet. Doesn't matter. This Pebble Beach one is paint to sample, based off of a car I saw in Pebble Beach in California, Monterey Car Week, that we ended up making as our demo. And paint to sample allows you to do a couple things. Number one, the volume of what we do, although is relatively large compared to your custom car builder, it is very, very small in the grand scheme of things, which means you'll hardly ever come across another one. Let me give you a comparison. Porsche GT3 RS. The production numbers appear to be somewhere in the 2,500 units per year annually, globally. Okay, Porsche GT3 RS, 2,500. We're making like 10% of that, which means for every 10, for every, let me do the math here. You're going to see 10 Porsche GT3 RSs before you see one of our fully modernized classics on the road. And here's the cool part. If you run into another one, you'll probably be in Palm Beach, Miami, the Hamptons, you know, somewhere warm and nice. Or not even. There's some in Aspen and other cold areas. And anyway, the point is that if you did run into another one, which would be rare, you still would not likely stumble upon the same color or spec. But when you get a paint to sample option, like Jeff did with his family, this is the Twilight Jade that him and his family spec'd out together. Custom paint color makes it a one of one, and nobody else has it. And you picked the exact color. So even though it, you know, there's only so many, I mean, there's unlimited shades of blue and green and whatever, but you can make it your own and you can customize it. And very simple. You give us the sample, whether it's physical or digital. We have our team put together spray outs. We overnight them to you. You look at them in the sun, you compare them to, you know, your swatches, and then you pull the trigger. And so Jeff and family here on this Twilight Jade will be driving this here very, very soon. So congratulations, and really excited for you. All right, let's keep going here. This is Wimbledon White for sale. Wimbledon White, we took it up to the mountains, had a really beautiful shoot. Can't wait to show you those pictures. Super nice. Just about every single option and ready to ship. So if you want to custom build one, or you want to grab one that is either in inventory, like this Wimbledon White, or this Macadamia Metallic, which is shipping to Post Oak Motor Cars out in Houston, Texas, we've got a few options, so you can text or call us. All right, so let's keep going here. I want to say congratulations to Jim. Jim out in Tennessee got his truck, sent some pictures, and I'll post some pictures. Jim sent us some good pictures up driving his truck out in Tennessee, jamming out some Backstreet Boys. So look out for that. Shout out to AJ McLean, who was here last Monday. We'll put those up there for you, Jim. Congratulations, and the truck looks amazing. Hope you enjoy it, and look out for that post. All right, let's see here. Mary took delivery of her Midnight Blue. That went to Florida. Rick took delivery of his Boxwood Green out in South Carolina. And that's a really, really nice build. And then you heard about Santiago's Mallard Green out in California. Very, very nice as well. Love the deliveries. Now, I want to show you on some recent reviews, because this is what we live for. And I know it sounds crazy, but I'm just telling you, this is what gets us excited. Let me see if I can show my phone here. Do it at your own risk. All right, here we go. So I'm going to show you guys this review. This is from Greg. Greg, we built Greg an Arcadian blue, beautiful truck. Look at this. And Greg, congratulations. First of all, the car, beautiful, amazing. And I love this review, but before I get into it, I just want to say that the conversations that I had with our team about you and the kind of person you were, and just really working with really great people who are nice and appreciate what you do and share the same passion, that's what we live for. And so, look, we treat all of our clients like really, really well, but when you are a super fan and you're just a pleasant human being, it makes it even more exciting. So Greg here got his Arcadian blue truck. He's blown away. He says it's sick. I love that. And he named Adam, Roxy, Rachel, and the team, and every member of our team for all of the meticulous work and the assembly. And then he calls me out. Greg, really appreciate that. And I can tell you that these are the types of things that get us excited. when we got this review, I think we got it last night on Sunday. I don't know what time it was. It didn't matter. We're always on. And we text each other. This is what we get excited about, honestly. Yes, we're obviously a for-profit company, and we want to build nice cars, and we want to ship them and keep it going. But truly, it is a labor of love for us. And it is something we do out of passion. And I know you know that, Greg, because you can't have interactions with customers top to bottom, from marketing to sales, all the way to delivery and everything in between. If people have jobs and they're just employees at a company, they have to love it. And we only bring people onto our team that share that same passion. And therefore, what you really truly get, and the why behind everything that we do, is because as a founder, I just didn't settle. And I loved old cars, but I couldn't deal with the problems. And because I knew what good looked like, because I knew what a $250,000 customer like Greg worked hard for his money, has expectations. You have to give your customers on-time delivery and perfection and excellent service, because this price point is part of it, right? So you can't even just be on time and perfect delivery. The service aspect before, during, and after is everything. And if you shop luxury, which is likely not your first $250,000 car, you know what good looks like, and I know what good looks like. And so bringing that style to our customers, giving them something more than they expect, is what we live for. And so when we deliver on that, we are extremely happy, because that's actually why we do what it is we do. And then as a result, of course, we build a great brand, and we get to build more cars, and all that's great. But I can tell you, it is a labor of love, and we're so happy that you love the vehicle, and want to say thank you for taking the time to write reviews. Let me tell you something. I don't write reviews. Honestly, you probably don't either, right, Greg? I don't know how many reviews you write, but it means a lot to us that you would take the time to not only go on Google and write us a review, but to write what you wrote. It means everything to us. And just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. It means a lot to us. And none of that's on accident, right? We wanted you to be over the moon. We want you to be really happy. And if anything ever comes up, I know you know that we'll stand behind the product, because we didn't do all this just to ship the car and say goodbye. In fact, I think the relationship begins, after delivery and long term. So thank you again, Greg. Congratulations on the Arcadian Blue truck. And thank you for all of our wonderful, amazing clients who not only trust us with their investment, but take the time to write reviews. It means a lot to us, because other people are watching today and they're like, wow, great reels, great sales pitch, pretty pictures, but is it actually what they say it is? And I've been through the same thing. In car pictures and hotel pictures, everything looks nice in the pictures, okay? We all know that. And so it takes further confirmation for people, right? To be able to take that leap of faith and trust. And I can assure you that we are here to earn your business, and we don't take that lightly, because it's a big obligation, and it means everything to us. So thanks again to our clients and Greg, and I'll keep highlighting some of these reviews because they're just fun for us, right? So it's truly what we live for. All right, this right here, light jade, beautiful spec, Wimbledon white grille, chrome trim, you got vintage stripes, polished wheels. Check out the body matching brake calipers. I love this. I actually don't know if we've done light jade with the matching calipers, but take a look at that. That's just really, really, really nice touch. So you've got your polished wheels, every single upgrade, Fox coilover suspension. You've got the power steps. You got the vintage stripes. This is all chrome trim, real billet aluminum. There's hardly any plastic on the vehicle. And then inside, be really careful here. I've got gloves on here. You got your vintage window crank that powers your power windows. And look at the detail in this snow white leather. Diamond stitching. You have options of diamond, pleated, woven leather, tuxedo, or textile. If you like plaid, we can do plaid as well. And look at the little details here. Light jade dash, snow white, and then you have your 6 airbags. So you've got your side impact airbags mounted in the seats. You got your front passenger airbag right here. You have your A-pillar side curtain airbag, but it doesn't just end there. It runs all the way up here, all the way through there, all the way to the back. And so that is one of your most important airbags that you have other than the driver's seat. So I'm going to walk around there and show you. And here's why. Okay, let's talk safety. Inside these doors are side impact beams. You can't see them, but they give you protection if you get hit on the side. And then of course on this side you have your other side impact seat mounted airbags that are in here. I told you the other day there's a special thread. You have to have a certificate to do this. You can't just like sew it up in your house. You have to have certification. That means that if the airbag were to deploy, it's still going to come through, and therefore that thread, the way it's done, you have to be certified. And we tested it physically, actually blew the airbags. So this airbag, let's see here, 1, 2, 3. This is airbag. This is going to be the most important one. So you're going to drive this car. Your wife is going to drive the car. Maybe your kids are going to drive it. You need this right here, because in the event of an accident and there's no passengers, you're going to want to have an airbag right in front of you. This is one of the most critical inventions in automotive in the last 50 years. And you have 6 of them. So you've got that airbag here, side impact, front passenger. This is your side curtain airbag. And then you've got another one right here on this side, giving you 6 total airbags. And if you have rear passengers, take a look here. Your kids, your precious cargo, your grandkids, your friends, they're sitting back here. You're going to want to make sure that, number one, there's crumple zones built into the frame, a functional roll bar tied to the chassis, and then you've got your curtain airbags that give you side and rear passenger protection. Really important. And then there's also, be real careful here, because even though this is our vehicle, we basically treat every one of these like it's not. And we actually treat each one like it has a white interior. So we're very good at this. And this right here, you can see that. If you have kids, you know what that is. That's a latch system. Lower anchor, tether, child harness, right? And so you can snap your booster seat and your car seat directly into there. There's your little logo right there. And then behind here, you have this. I remember one of my first cool cars was a Lamborghini Gallardo Superleggera. 2 seats. And I put my kid in that front seat, and boy did my wife have a fit about that. So on our anniversary, I'm recalling all the time she was mad about my bad car decisions. 50 of them to be exact. And the funny thing is, I actually stopped telling my wife about my car purchases because, you know, behind every man's car purchase is a disapproving woman. And then I just decided that instead of asking for permission, I would beg for forgiveness. And so somewhere around, I don't know, maybe the 35, 40 car mark, I stopped saying, hey, what do you think of this? Or what do you think of that? And I bet you do that too. And then I decided, I'm just going to buy it and surprise her. And so maybe you should try that. You should try it with this light J truck because it is for sale. And I can tell you, any female or male, but especially female, this color, they'll go crazy for it. And this is the same color that we did for Mark Wahlberg. He actually even did a Snow White interior as well. So it's a really nice color, classic color. Could be feminine, or you're man enough. It's a 1960s paint color. And surprise her, because here's what's gonna happen. At first, they're gonna be like, oh, no, you didn't. And then they're gonna realize is, wait a minute, it actually has safety features, and it's actually not gonna drive like an old car, and it's not gonna break down, and it's not gonna leak, and damn, the luxury, wait a minute, this is actually nicer than my AMG G63, and if you have something less than that, then you're definitely gonna be impressed by the fit and finish, and the quality, and the materials. But this is probably the biggest thing. When you drive this car, I assure you, I've had over 50 of the nicest cars. Ferrari 458, F355, California, FF. I've had Lamborghinis, all kinds of Gallardos, Huracan, Urus. Superleggera, Performante, convertible, coupes. I've had McLaren 650S, Audi R8s, Maserati, Aston Martin Rapide, lots of G-Wagons, Brabus, 4x4 squared, Range Rovers. I tell you that, not to brag, but to tell you that I know exactly what it is you want in a car that costs this much. You want no compromises. So when it comes to fit and finish and quality, check. When it comes to technology that you're used to, like cruise control, Apple CarPlay, touchscreen navigation, dual zone climate control, all that stuff, check. You have all of it. And shift and fly four-wheel drive too. So if you're not in a climate where it's always super sunny and perfect, you can drive it in the rain, in the snow. I'm taking one of these to Aspen. If you're going to be there in Aspen, let me know. I'll be there for Thanksgiving. And I take these all over the country to test and drive in all different weather conditions. Drove it on the beach in the summertime in the Hamptons, drove it in the winter in like, I don't know what it was, 2 feet of snow, driven it in the rain, on the freeway, road trips. And here's the thing I can tell you. When you drive this truck, I don't care where you are. You could be in Palm Beach, you can be in the Hamptons, you can be in Beverly Hills, you can be in Newport Beach, and trust me, it doesn't matter what else pulls up. You could have a Cullinan or a G-Wagon or a Urus. Everyone's got a Urus. And you pull up in this, and that initial, what did you buy? Reaction from your wife is going to turn into, damn. Because you just feel good. And the difference is, this is not like crazy, look at me, yellow Lamborghini type attention. This is a signal that you have excellent taste in design, that you know what looks good, and it's also a quiet luxury. If you know, you know. And the people that know, they will know, believe me, and you will get all kinds of questions like, oh my God, is this a vintage? And they're gonna smell the leather from the outside because I can smell it from here, and they're gonna just give you this like respect and nod, because I can tell you every valet place I bring the car to, it's the exact same reaction. Their eyes are just wide open. And there could be a Rolls-Royce Phantom parked right behind you. Could be a Lamborghini SVJ Aventador right behind you. It doesn't matter. You want something unique, you want something rare, but you cannot give up luxury, you cannot give up reliability, you cannot give up safety, then this is what this is. And I actually did it all for my wife, initially. Because I believe in one simple thing, and this has allowed me to be very, very happily married for 19 years as of today. Happy wife, happy life. And when that old car of mine broke down and leaked and made our garage floor black, it spit exhaust on the walls. It made the entire house smell like gas. My wife would complain and complain and complain. I was like, all right, I've had it. And instead of selling the car, I said, you know what? I'm going to make it better. And today, I can tell you, we make it better because I found people along the way who understood what the mission was, and they were not limited by anything. All they knew was what the goal was. We're going to make the world's best, finest, highest quality, most exclusive and rare vehicle that truly combines vintage inspired design. You don't actually want vintage design, trust me. Too narrow, too short, not going to drive well, you're not going to like it. And I don't want to get in it and feel like it's less than what I normally drive. And I bet that if you are looking at this vehicle or you bought one, you have a Range Rover, you have a G-Wagon, you have a Urus, you have a Bentley Bentayga, you have a Cullinan, maybe you have a Ghost, or you're a big baller, you got a Phantom, you have an X7, what else? You have an ESV Cadillac, maybe you have the V. My wife thought it was too loud. I showed her a video, I was like, how cool is this Escalade V? And she's like, too loud, so I didn't get it. What else? These are the cars that you can get at this price point. And the funny thing is, I've dreamed of owning cars like that my whole life, and I couldn't afford them when I was a kid. And when you actually have enough money to buy the cars, the number of options is really not that big at the 200 plus price point. Raptor R, I think like statistically we ran at one time that, you know, if you have a Raptor, a Raptor R, or a Shelby Raptor, I have a Shelby Raptor, you are, you know, 5 times more likely to buy one of these. So anyway, the point is that we know what you want. You want something unique, rare, different, zero problems. You want it to drive like your normal car. You want all the technology. And because our customers have kids and grandkids, and driving it matters to them, you want it to be built on a 2025 chassis. And so on this special day, I just want to tell my wife, thank you for putting up with all the cars. And when I brought those old cars home, because it wasn't just the old Bronco. I had an old Defender and a Land Rover, Land Rover Defender, old G-Wagons from Europe, H1 Hummer, Humvee, and Land Cruisers. It was the same story, you know. She would look at me, she would be like, looks cool. Then I'd call her, broken down, or have to Uber it and then get a ride back to my car later and tow it. Or the mechanic would come over with a flatbed and tow it, and he'd, you know, drop off a different car every time because I'd always have to rotate them because none of them were ever working. And she'd always roll her eyes. You know that look. And I had a choice. I could have easily said, yeah, this is not for me, it's not for us, we're too busy, we can't have all these problems, and I don't buy cars to pay my mechanic to fix them all the time. I'm not interested in that. And truly, the decision was give up or come up with a solution. And I actually think that the best companies out there, because I love founding stories, and I met tons of founders from all kinds of different industries that always start with something that they were passionate about that was a problem for them. And typically when you start a great company that ends up being really successful, it usually is founder-led with passion based on a problem that he or she was trying to solve. And if you think about the great ones, Airbnb, Brian Chesky, look it up, right? He started with him and his roommate, and I think they had like some convention in town, and they needed they wanted to make money because they're broke, and so they set up an air mattress in their apartment, and started charging for it. And everyone thought they were like crazy. Sounds like a stupid idea. Let random strangers stay in your house. You don't know them, and they're going to rent one room for you instead of a hotel. Yeah, great idea. Well, ended up being a really great idea. That, by the way, is why it's called Airbnb. Air bed and breakfast, air mattress. Start with an air mattress. So that's one example. There's many, many examples out there. So when you tell your friends about, do you know the story behind vintage and like how like it got started? It literally was because a guy bought an old car. It had so many problems, and his wife said, my hair smells like gas, the car is unreliable, I don't want you to take the kids around in a vehicle with no safety features, and I'm not going to go on date night with you because my clothes smell like a carburetor and you got to get rid of it. Literally how the company started. And I just never stopped making it better. And so happy anniversary to my amazing wife, who basically watched me disappear off the face of the earth once we launched this facility, because that's what it took. And I just want to give a shout out to all the other wives and spouses of all of our team members who also made the same sacrifice, because it was very, very hard to do everything we're doing here. And I just can't be more proud that we took a problem and weren't limited by any kind of beliefs or that's how it's been done in the past or never been done before or can't be done. And we pushed the envelope. And when we got into restoration, which we built really, really nice ones, it would have been easy just to keep doing it because we were making money doing it. And it was a customer feedback, much like my wife. I could hear my wife's voice in the customer feedback. And I'll never forget one of my favorite customers, Carrie and Jeff. Carrie, if you're watching, I don't know if I ever told you this, but you're the inspiration as well, because Carrie and Jeff, they have nice cars, really nice. They each have a Range Rover Autobiography. They each have a Rolls Royce. And then they bought a Restomod from us. And that Restomod didn't drive like their really nice Rolls and Range Rovers. How could it? It can't. And it was stories like that that made me think, there's got to be a better way. And that is what led us to the fully modernized classic. And so I think, and I hope that this resonates with you, because it is how we got here. And I never stopped impressing or trying to impress my wife since the day I met her. So on our anniversary, it's only fitting that I share with you that I really did it initially all for her, because I just didn't want her to be disappointed. I didn't want her to dislike it because I loved it so much. And so I guess it's a love story is what vintage is, right? All started with passion and truly done out of a labor of love and hand-built by an amazing group of men and women behind the scenes who pour their blood, sweat, and tears into it. And it's reviews like Greg's, go check them out on Google, that give us the validation that our thesis about what it is our customers wanted and the quality and the craftsmanship and the service and the type of experience you get is on the right path. And I say on the right path because it's never perfect and we'll never stop trying. So, okay, well, it is my anniversary. I need to go get flowers and maybe some balloons. Luckily got a gift. And yeah, I'm gonna go do that. But I appreciate all of you guys and all your support. And just want to say thank you for everybody out there who believes in us and supports us. You can tell it's just something that we do truly out of love. And we couldn't do it without your support. So thank you. And thank you to all the clients who continue to trust in us. And if you want this macadamia metallic truck, it is up for grabs, in stock, ready for immediate delivery. Wimbledon white with black trim, black grille, every option ready to go. Wimbledon white with chrome trim, body matching grille, just about every option. This one right here, one of one edition. You really want something nobody else has and nobody else will ever have. And this thing is absolutely stunning, up for grabs, one of one edition. And it's got our retro wheels on it too, which I really love. And check out the body matching paint calipers there. All right. And then the light jade one. So none of these will stick around for very long. And if you want it, shoot us a text or give us a call, easiest way. You can also go to our website, vintagemodern.co. They typically sell before we can list them, so they do go quickly. And if you're in the queue and you're waiting, super excited for you and just cannot wait to get in your hands. We feel extremely confident that you'll be very, very happy and can't wait. Okay, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy anniversary to my wife, and be careful what you wish for. It was her or the Bronco, and here we are. So a lot of time and a lot of energy, a lot of effort, and a lot of people have poured their blood, sweat, and tears into making this happen. So happy anniversary, happy wife.